All right, number 3, here we go. Never give an employer a starting salary point. You don't want to be out here negotiating with yourself. I'll tell you that right now. All right. Never give an employer a starting salary point, a salary starting point. When negotiating salary, your reputation is on the line to some extent. It can work against you if you're too motivated by salary. And it's important to keep in mind that an employer who offers you a lower salary is just doing good business. In that context, how do you charm your way into a higher salary and keep the moral high ground? For starters, never give your potential employee a salary starting point to negotiate from. There's a saying that goes, he who says the number first loses. That means you want your employer to set the salary baseline and you negotiate from there. If this is your first position at a new level, you will be offered the bottom of the salary range. If you have 2 to 3 years of experience, you'll get offered a salary at the top of the range. All right. Number 4, start negotiating only after you have your first offer. In my opinion, it's best to wait until you've received an official job offer before you negotiate salary. Having a hard offer gives you more leverage when negotiating because the offer represents the employer's unquestioned interest in hiring you as an employee. Additionally, waiting until you have the first offer provides insight into what the employer believes is fair compensation. Instead, focus on your skills and your experience to emphasize what you can bring to the position and ask about what opportunities exist for career growth. So let's just say, for example, right, there's a position that, an employer's thinking about paying somewhere between 80 and 90K, right? And you come out the gate and you're just like, hey, you tell the employee, hey, my goal is to make 65K. They're going to be like, okay, nice, sign here. We're good, and you just left 15K on the table. Now sometimes that can work against the employer because basically, look, people talk. Let's just be honest. You hire someone at a lower rate and then they get to work and all of a sudden you got a disgruntled employee. It behooves employers to actually pay people what they're worth, to say, no, hey, I know you're only looking for 65, but you really need to be in this 70 to 80 range, because I don't want to hire I don't want to create a problem for myself down the road. At least I don't want to do that anyways. But you got to be careful. Some employers, if you ask for 65 and you accept it, they'll give it to you and you'll get on board. You'll be upset and there's nothing they can do about that point. Sometimes they won't make that change. So just keep that in mind. All right. All right. Use the first offer as a way to begin negotiations. Be grateful, be humble, and say thank you, but always ask for a slight increase if you believe there's more money on the table. After all, accepting a lower salary can hurt your future earning potential. Bonuses and raises down the road will be based on the salary you are currently negotiating for and accepting. It's important that you obtain the best value for your experience and skills. And this is what I mean by that. Back to the same point, hey, you took 65, that position pays 80. Well, guess what? Next year, when you get a cost of living increase, you just got a 3% increase. When you get your bonus is based on a percentage of your current salary, that's 65K. So what happens? Instead of getting 3% on 80K, you got 3% on 60K. Now, and I've seen this happen before. Now, when it comes time for you to get that next promotion to the next level, guess what? Maybe the next level pays 90 or 100K, but if you're at 65, well, we're not going to give this person a 30 grand raise. That's half of their salary. That's a 50% raise. I've seen employers do that where they go, oh, that's too much of a raise. So you're going to get so you could get a promotion and a pay raise that's just less because you started less. So, it's important that you get that quality offer up front to keep you on pace to make more money. And imagine how that affects if you're with a company for 10 years, how much money are you losing out with every year, that 3% that you're losing every single year, plus that raise. It's a bad idea. You want to, that's why it's important for you to fight for the right salary up front. Consider the range in which you should be paid and what your skill is worth. Take emotion out of the offer acceptance and give it careful thought before you say yes or no.